Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, welcome back
to Ancient Society.
Ancient Society. It's so weird when I don't say it,
Exactly.
isn't it?
I was like, are you expecting me to say it?
We've accidentally come into a little flow.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to throw it off sometimes.
But we are back with yet another episode.
I've lost count now.
I honestly same,
like
but
8,
like
9.
I never counted the episodes because you're the one editing it.
That's fair. When I edit it, I'll know it, but right now I don't.
Exactly. So today is my time to tell you a story.
Yes, an actual lovey one, right?
It's going to involve, a woman getting pregnant, but I don't know if it's love.
Oh no, okay.
But it's definitely like not monsters story.
Okay, so it's not my monster in war, it's a little bit.
Exactly. I'm
cool.
not taking that bit from you, that's yours.
Cool.
So today I'm going to tell you a story that makes some of Zeus's other shenanigans look very vanilla, I would say.
Oh no.
So basically, we all know our guy, Zeus. He's constantly got his eye on some mortal, and once he sets his mind on someone, there's literally no stopping him. So
he's a little freak in that.
Exactly.
If you make eye contact with him in a bar, just leave the bar.
Exactly.
Just run.
Might as well just country, honestly. But anyways, we've already talked about some of his disguises in the previous episodes, and the one that he uses in today's story with Danae, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but we're just gonna go with Danae.
Okay.
The one that he uses, the disguise that he uses with Danae, it takes his creativity to a whole next level.
No.
This time, in this story, we have a father who is so desperate to avoid a prophecy that he actually locks his gorgeous daughter in a bronze tower. But of course, Zeus being Zeus, he finds a way in. And you're not going to believe how, but honestly, it might be one of the most creative things, as I said, that he's ever done.
Okay, we'll give him props for the creativity, but I'm excited to hear it.
At least that. Let's get into it. So let's start with the cast, as I always like to do. First up, we have King Asricius. I don't know if I'm pronouncing these names right, but he is the king of Argos, and this guy is living in a constant state of anxiety. Honestly, you can almost feel bad for him. So why is that? Because he went to the oracle, as you do, I guess, in Greek mythology.
I mean, if you're in a constant state of anxiety, I'd also want to know
exactly what is happening.
It is a thing of wanting to know your future. It didn't have anxiety medication at this time for him, so
exactly, it wasn't available. It wasn't covered with these.
Least he can do is read some tarot cards, kind of. I guess.
Give me a prophecy or something, and that's exactly what happened. So he got this super specific prophecy that his own grandson was going to be the death of him. So naturally, he's absolutely terrified of his future. No grandkids. Exactly. Ever. That's where we were going to. So then there's his daughter. I'm just gonna call her Diane. Sorry, guys. It's just easier. So Little Danae, she's famously very beautiful, truly stunning girl, but she's also completely innocent and sheltered thanks to her father's paranoia because he didn't want grandsons or grandchildren because of this whole prophecy.
You are really, really niching down into helicopter parents.
Aren't
you? Should we talk about something?
Maybe I do have some issues from my childhood.
What draws you to these stories?
What draws me to these horrible parent stories? I don't know, but it's also with a little bit of love involved. So maybe I'm a hopeless romantic that had a very bad childhood. Anyways, so this king in our story, the king of Argos, he figures if Diane never has kids, he never has a grandson, and he never dies.
That's fair logic.
That is, exactly, flawless logic, right?
Or just wait until you're ready to die. Okay, now you can go.
girl,
You should meet this
go.
guy.
Yeah, just have kids, whatever. Give me grandsons. And he was basically thinking that he could outsmart the fate. And, you should never try to outsmart the fate
That
in
never
Greek
goes
mythology.
well.
That never ends up well for yourself.
No.
If you're trying to do that.
We learn anything from Orpheus and Eurydice.
Exactly. So what does our king do? He decides to lock Diane away. And he didn't just lock her in her room with like a diary and YA novels or something. He literally commissions this massive impenetrable bronze tower, or some versions, in some versions, they say it's an underground chamber, but I love to think that it's like a tower because it reminds me of Rapunzel, so it's kind of like more on...
It's cutesy.
It's cuter, I guess. And he locks his daughter inside, so no windows, no doors, just a small opening at the top for food to be passed down.
Oh my god, Rapunzel at least had a window.
Exactly.
Like books.
This girl didn't even have like window. It was just like one small hole for the food.
That is a literal prison sentence.
It is.
That's
exactly.
horrible.
It is so sad. So it's giving like maximum security.
It's giving solitary confinement.
It's literally... I'm just feeling so sorry for Diane in this story because of this prophecy, she just gets locked away and she doesn't get to live her life. So I am so sorry for her. Again, women are suffering because of men in Greek mythology, but that's an ongoing theme at this point, I think. But she is completely cut off from the world, probably just like reading scrolls, I guess, and wondering what sunshine even feels like, because like what else would you do?
Brush and brush and brush and brush my hair.
Literally. So to round out the cast with one god that we have in this story, it's Zeus. So we all know Zeus, the king of the gods, the husband of Hera, and the guy who has absolutely no chill when he spots a pretty face, or any face, to be honest. So that's our group. Now let's move into the messy part of the story.
I feel like just introducing Zeus is already messy.
Exactly. It just brings the chaos into the whole story.
But you're like, well, this will be great.
So Diane is her tower, probably just living her best isolated life, if you can even do that. But she's just existing there, I guess. But there's the thing about Zeus. He sees everything. And when he saw Diane, even in her lonely, secure tower, he was immediately like, yeah, that's the one for me.
I can take advantage of her.
I can take advantage of her. She doesn't know anything. I like that one.
Oh,
give it to
Zeus.
me. Yeah, basically he doesn't have any boundaries. Like that's just Zeus, guys. So now most people would see an impenetrable bronze tower and think, well, that's a dead end, but not Zeus. He's thinking outside of the box. Or rather, inside the tower, I guess. Whatever. So this isn't him turning into a bull or a swan or some random dude just like walking in. No. He literally transforms himself into, wait for it, a shower of gold rain.
Gold rain.
He literally transforms into rain, which is why I said it's like really creative. It's not even a creature.
I thought it was gonna be like a termite or an ant.
Like an insect, just
something
to pass
to sneak
by.
in.
No, he literally decided to become rain. Exactly.
I wonder which raindrop was the majority of him.
Exactly.
Or what if he's in the wrong raindrop?
Maybe he could just like go from like one raindrop to another,
like Hopper.
Hopper.
The two, like
exactly.
a little Frogger game.
So this shower, it's a shower of golden. It's like golden rain,
Is this where golden shower comes from?
I'm not sure. I thought about it, and I didn't know if I want to include that. But now when you brought it up, I'm like, maybe.
This is the golden shower.
We'll see. You guys get to decide by the end of this story. So this golden rain is a thing. So, shower happening. So like this golden rain, like I don't even know how it works. It's just pure shimmering liquid of gold. So it's not just any type of rain. It's a golden shower, like a proper golden shower. You know, he's the king of the gods. He needs to like keep up, you know, with his like image and everything. Can't just be rain. Can't just be a rain, you know. You gotta make it like gold or something. He, as a rain, was just flowing right into Diane's tower, straight into her lap. So imagine being Diane alone in that dim, silent chamber, and then suddenly glittering, warm gold starts pouring in. So did it tingle? Did it hum? Was it just dazzling?
I'm saying pickup lines.
Exactly. Literally, I'm trying to like make sense of all of this. But yeah, poor Diane was probably thinking, is this a dream? Am I losing it finally? Or what is happening?
My mind's gone.
Like, how do you even process that? Like, I have no idea how I would react. It was just some beautiful glowing in her mind. It was just some beautiful glowing rain pouring into her dungeon, I guess. And she was like, okay, sim legit. I'm literally like picturing a golden waterfall. Like this is I don't know, this is like kind of wild in my head how I'm imagining it. And she just let that happen, honestly. And what else she could have done?
So
She's stuck there. She doesn't have anything to do. You know, golden rain comes, okay, whatever. You know, I'm still not outside, so whatever. She just accepted it. So the mythology doesn't really go into Diane's immediate reaction, probably because it's so, you know, crazy. But let's just say the golden shower worked. It's magic, and that is how you get Zeus when you try to imprison someone. So our, you know, king of the story, so Diane's father, thought he built the ultimate defense, but Zeus found the ultimate bypass because he turned into a rain or golden shower, I guess.
Yeah, I'll applaud the creativity, but...
Exactly, that's what I said. At least it's creative. Weird. So, months go by, and Diane is still locked up. And then, surprise, surprise, she gives birth to a baby boy. Because, you know, that golden shower did something.
Oh, gosh.
It's a little bit blurry, you know, what that golden shower and, like, Zeus being disguised as the golden shower did. But, like, since she gave birth, you can imagine what happened.
I hope he at least, like, transformed back into himself.
Well, I hope so. Or, like, the other explanation is that she just used golden shower.
Oh, God.
Anyways, it's a baby boy. So how on earth is she going to explain that to her dad? Like, I can just imagine her trying to say,
Dad, I don't know,
was
the
the
water
golden
came in,
rain,
like,
Dad.
There was some rain. You didn't put a tarp over.
Exactly.
Like, the rain came in.
I don't know what happened. Just a golden rain.
They kept flirting with me.
You know, the little drops, they kept hinting something.
Right?
So I just think, you know, it was a temptation. But exactly, so King Zeus eventually hears her crying from the tower, because, you know, babies aren't exactly quiet. So he comes down, probably expecting to find Diane just sad and alone, and instead finds her with a newborn.
A baby.
And he's absolutely furious. He's like, how? This tower is literally so secured. Did a baby just, like, spawn here? What happened? What is going on?
Is this Jesus? Like...
Exactly. Are you married? Like, what is going on? And basically, he immediately blamed her. I bet he said something like, you let a man in.
The good thing, though, is probably that Hera couldn't find her.
Exactly. So it was like,
Hera.
You know, but Hera was, like, probably paranoid about some other Zeus's lovers, so, because there are so many, you can, you know, Hera cannot keep track of everyone. Exactly.
And this one's hidden away.
And this was, like, really, you know, hidden away, as you said, and also, like, transforming into rain, come on, like, who will find out about that?
Right.
Anyways, Diane was probably like, Dad, you will never believe me, but it was literally golden shower. And this sounds so funny, you know, having in mind what golden shower means in today's world. Our king, or Diane's dad, was probably just staring at her, you know, with his mouth open and thinking, this is not how physics work, you know, this is not how you get pregnant.
We haven't had the birds in the beach chat
Exactly.
yet, but you should know that this doesn't work.
Like, come on, it is rain. You and the raindrops. So he couldn't believe it because who would? But he also knows deep down this is a divine intervention. So he totally got Zeused. And
Got
what
Zeused.
yeah, that's my new phrase. He got Zeused. You know, what about the prophecy? His grandson is right there. You know, the grandson that is supposed to kill him. And that little baby is staring him in the face.
Pull an Odysseus and throw him over the tower.
Literally.
Throw him off the wall.
Exactly. Like, why didn't he think of that? But all his efforts, all that bronze, all that paranoia, completely pointless because he ended up having a grandson. So our lovely king is now faced with a huge problem. He obviously has this grandson, which is a big problem, and he's going to kill him. And this son, this grandson, is actually Perseus. So he cannot bring himself kill them directly. Why? Because he's terrified of the Furies, you know, the goddesses of vengeance. He's like, I'm not doing that paperwork. I want to keep my hands clean.
Now
really.
he's suddenly afraid of tempting fate.
Exactly. So he's a coward, basically.
Fair.
In my mind.
Yep.
A total coward. So his brilliant solution is what? He gets Diane and baby Perseus, puts them into a large wooden chest.
Another trap.
Another trap, literally. And casts them out to sea. So in the chest and just puts them in the sea.
This story is sounding very biblical.
Actually, it does. It's like
Except for the golden shower. Well,
kind of. We're not
throwing
gonna get
Moses
into
out
that.
the
One time I went viral on TikTok for like a biblical story, and I'm not doing that again. So we are not going into that direction. Sticking to mythology only. So he just abandoned his daughter and grandson to the elements of sea, I guess. Just threw them in the ocean. You know, the best dad award goes to him, I guess. So imagine that chest floating around. It's literally giving message in a bottle, but with a baby and a princess. So of course, because Perseus is Zeus's son and he is destined for greatness, they both survive. They wash up on an island where a kind fisherman finds them and raises Perseus. This baby isn't just any baby. He's going to grow up to be a total legend, as we know, but that is obviously a story for another time. And you know, I think that's one of the stories that you're going to tell because it involves our girl Medusa.
Probably.
We'll see. You know, it's a monster story, so I'm hoping.
It is a monster one.
So the point is, our lovely king of Argus, tried to outrun the fate, and Zeus was like, no fam, I'm literally going to rain on your parade. So, what have we learned today from the wild tale of Diane and the golden shower?
Well, what happened to Argus?
Argus, he at some there are different tellings of this story, but the prophecy definitely comes true, and he gets. And again, you cannot escape the prophecy.
Fair.
I guess that is the moral of the story.
Cannot escape your fate.
Cannot escape your fate, exactly. And also,
I want to try so badly to do a Scottish accent, but it would be so bad. But if you could change your fate, would you?
Oh my god, if we get cancelled because of your Scottish accent, I'm gonna die.
The brave, the Princess Merida. If you could change your fate.
Okay, we're gonna stop there because none of us can do Scottish accents.
No, I'm not even trying it. I will not try it.
Try. So, other morals of this story or learnings, whatever you want to call them, never underestimate Zeus's commitment to getting what he wants. That's an ongoing theme in Greek mythology, I would say. He doesn't just knock on the door. He literally defies the laws of physics and, impregnates the woman while he is in a form of rain and golden shower, I guess. Second, you absolutely cannot escape fate, as we said, especially when you are a paranoid king trying to imprison your daughter. So destiny has a funny way of finding a way. So even if it involves this weird transformations into a rain and, getting impregnated by rain.
Fair enough.
So this is, I don't know if you can actually learn something from this story other than not escaping the fate, but it was just funny to me.
It is a fun one.
It is a fun
for sure.
one. I love this story because I get to blame Zeus for everything, and also he's actually putting some thought into everything, and actually being creative.
So I have to root for the creativity. Have to honor it.
Exactly. We're both creative, so we can see that. Even if we don't like the guy, props to him for being creative.
Yeah. No, I love it. Thanks so much. It's such a fun one.
Of course. See, it wasn't just about love. My stories can be also fun.
Exactly. we can stretch it a little. But cool. No, thanks so much. That's so fun. Then I will figure out what monster or war or what else to bring up to you next week.
I'm so excited.
Cool. We will then prepare for next week as well, and see you soon.
Yeah, see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.